Hello, everybody. This is Alex.
This is Bashar. Where's the full Odyssey? And this is episode 37?
Yeah, 37.
Alright.
And in this episode, we're going to be talking about Avengers Age of Ultron. And for my prediction, I thought Bashkar would like it because of a particular character and certain concepts in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so as usual, what is your impressions with no spoilers?
I liked it. I really have no idea about Ultron whatever. This is probably one of the movie that I completely missed and didn't even hear trailers or whatever at all. Never even heard been talk about either. So I have no idea. I don't think I've never ever known about Ultron before either. About the origin or what kind of, things he is and whatnot. Yeah, I actually like it.
There, a lot of people say that this is not their favorite Avengers movie.
Yeah?
This is one of their weakest movies.
Really?
Yeah, I don't really see it. After rewatching this, I don't see why people would hate it so much.
Really? I thought it was a great movie too.
Yeah, I thought the bad guy was really menacing and pretty cool.
Yeah.
I thought the characters they introduced in this movie was pretty cool.
Yeah.
They had it everyone had a good amount of screen time, and it's not like any characters felt useless.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, because everybody had a certain role and they fulfilled it. Even the Helen lady, right?
Yeah, even the doctor.
it's yeah.
So I really don't know why. I should really look. I should have really looked at the criticisms before recording, but I was like, fuck it, who cares? All right, so that's kind of our intro. So as always, going to the characters. Let's start off with the newbies. So Wanda and Pietro, aka Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver. What do you think of their characters?
I was surprised because from the last movie, he kind of hinted that there's gonna be mutants and whatnot, right?
Hey, that you can't use the word.
Right. Experiment a child or something, right?
Yeah, yes.
But yeah, because because their power is very different, right? It's clearly supernatural, right?
Yes.
Psychic and super speed and whatnot. While pretty much almost everybody in the Avenger is very grounded, right? Except for Thor. But even Thor is still kind of it kind of has an explanation why stuff are stuff.
Yes.
And the stuff he does isn't very flashy either, right?
Yeah.
He pretty much just hit people with the hammer and the rare occasion of lightning shots. But these twins, they were just shooting particles and effects and just all this thing, It's just insane. I like it how flashy they are. It makes it woo, these guys are actually strong and different,
So as I was telling Bashka while we were watching the movie that I don't know if they ever confirmed it, but I think at this time they're kind of working out a deal with Fox. So meaning that because Fox was making an X-Men movie at this time, and I think this is why Fox was able to use Quicksilver, and then Marvel was able to use Scarlet Witch. Yeah, so it's just why, spoilers alert, Quicksilver died in this movie, right? It's because Fox wanted to use Quicksilver and MCU. Yeah, that's my theory. I don't know if that's confirmed or not, but it's quite clear. It's quite clear, right? They're only using Scarlet Witch, and Fox is only using Quicksilver.
I see. I never watched the Vox version of the movie, so I don't know what's what and what are they using Quicksilver for, but
So one of the things that are interesting about these characters is that they decide to give these characters the European accent, which is quite accurate to how they're portrayed in the comic books. So I was wondering, what did you think? Was it kind of unnecessary to just give them European accents?
I'm cool with it. I have no problem with accent. It's, I don't know, for me the accent it's not one of the accent that I particularly like. But that's just personal reference, right? I don't think it hinders with the story or how the acting goes.
Yeah.
So it's fine as it is. I think that part is okay. The fact that they also, for me, their character, it shows that they're twins and they really care for each other, right?
Yes.
Especially Quicksilver is almost overprotective when it comes to the Scarlet Witch, right?
Oh yeah.
And it was shown until throughout the whole movie, and I like that touch. Just because like they have like superpower and whatever doesn't mean they just like okay fuck it, you're on your own kind of thing. They still care for each other and shit. So
Yeah, and then they are very strong characters. Like I mean, like powerful. They're able to hold their own. Yeah.
I mean, here's the thing. They're experimental child, right?
Yes.
They have this they have this super capability like clearly like even I don't think there's one part where the Avenger managed to stop them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The only person in the Avenger that managed to stop the Scarlet Witch and the Quicksilver was Hawkeye.
Yeah, Hawkeye. Yeah.
The only guy who in what the first couple of movies whenever he appears makes me go like, really, why is he even there? In this movie he shines. It's I could even say that this is like his movie.
Yeah, it's a good. I want to say ending, but it's a good like chapter on his life that now he's gonna move on to the next arc, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So for this movie, how Marvel got around, mutants and the idea of mutants is they decided to go with the Mind Stone route, which is like, oh, these abilities manifested because we experimented on them with the Mind Stone.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So do you kind of like wish they said there were like people with born abilities, or do you like the idea of using the Mind Stones?
Because honestly, if they were like born with like, well, I mean, the thing is like if they do said that like let's just say mutants are like exist in this time verse, that's a problem. Because some of them are threats, right?
Yes.
Now they have to fight. It'll be X-Men versus the Avengers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't like that. And it'll be a sight to see, and we'll know 100% that Avengers gonna lose. But but I think that's too much. It'll complicate a lot of stuff too much. And I think I don't think Thanos can win again like the mutants anyway either.
Well, you'd be surprised. I mean, Thanos, of course, we all know Thanos gets the MacGuffins and use the MacGuffin powers, right?
If he does, but the thing is like pretty much everything ends when he does get it, right?
Yeah,
that's the thing. But before he gets it, when there's a struggle and whatever with the fight, I think the mutants got like a huge chance to win. Just as Juggernaut charged at him, there's nothing you can do.
I mean, that's true. Fair enough. But he also has a giant army, so I don't think the Juggernaut can, plow through millions.
Yeah, of course he can easily. He'll just run through them all. What do you think? He's a Juggernaut. I mean, sorry. Back to the topic. No X-Men fanboying.
Yes.
Okay, moving on.
Yeah. Okay, so moving on to the next character, who was also made with the Mind Stone, is Vision. What do you think of Vision?
Vision.
Yes, the Vision.
Because I still don't know the capability of what he does, right? He's kind of like the good Ultron-ish, right?
Yeah.
So pretty much Ultron, but the one that's, in the, as they said, side of life and whatnot, right? Which is cool. But the thing is like his capability, I know he could shoot laser beam from the Mind Stone in his forehead. Yeah. Which is cool. And he could do, I don't know, that green light when he punched through things.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is. Yeah, and I don't know. Like the thing is, like for me, like I still don't know what I don't know anything about this character at all. And he said that he's not Jarvis either, so he's something. Like I don't know. For me, even until the end, I have no idea what this character is. And the fact that he kind of like spawned, like his clothing out of thin air could also mean that he could like make weaponry and anything out of thin air too, right? Well, maybe not thin air, like nanomachine or some whatever, right? Is it part of his ability and whatnot? So I was like wondering the whole time, like what's the deal with this dude? Like, is he just like anti-Ultron? He's just like, or can he does like all of his power to like other things too? So now I'm just waiting on the next movie what he's gonna do.
Right. I understand they don't really show his abilities too much in this one. But it is based off of comics. So his powers from the comics is he's able to fly, of course, laser beam, change his density.
What does that mean?
So he can go like really rock solid and get heavier, or like super light.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And maybe that's how he flies, right? And he's able to phase through things.
Okay.
Yeah, so you see him like that green light thing that you see. That's him phasing through the robot and like tearing them apart.
Oh.
Yeah.
Doesn't that make him like virtually unkillable?
Yeah, supposedly unkillable.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, with the Mind Stone, he's able to do a lot of crazy things. Mm. So for me, I actually like the introduction of Vision. I think he was pretty cool. I didn't really care for when I guess they needed like a plot device for the Avengers to trust him, right? So that's why he was able to lift up the hammer. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know how you would make him any more.
He is counted as worthy, yeah?
Yeah,
Okay.
it might be because he's like a freshborn baby and he's like pure right now. Yeah, so that's what. I mean, I do like the character. I mean, I do like the actor who plays the.
Yeah, for me, I do like the actor. I like his voice. Like, I always like Jarvis' voice.
Yeah.
With the accent and whatnot, so... Yeah, I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
It's just that I don't know this character at all, and I don't know where it's going with.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
yeah.
So he does get. Well, I don't know how they're gonna control his power level because he's clearly leagues above all the other
Everything
Avengers.
else.
Yeah. Right. His whole entire body's made of vibranium, so it's like indestructible, unkillable. How do you stop that? You can't really.
Yeah, his whole body is, but the Mind Stone's not, right? Just fucking pluck it out.
Yeah. Okay. Since
Okay, there's no defense to that. All right.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, as we will see in later movies, yeah, you just you're right. You take out the Mind Stone and then he's gone.
He just dies.
Right? That's a spoiler, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see that happen, right? I can't be like, oh, we'll see, Bashka. No, you already know what happens.
Yeah.
Okay. So, going on to the big baddie of the movie. Your favorite character of all time, Ultron.
I don't know about all time, but I really like him.
Yeah, I knew you would like him because of the way he talks and he's like the way he's methodical, but also kind of childish, like too.
What are you saying that I'm like a child and shit like that?
You know, like Stewie from Family Guy. You know, like an evil genius.
Well, I do like him. I like him the most out of everybody else. Yes, I agree, but.
But that's how I see Ultron,
Yeah.
right? He acts evil, but he's also very childlike because, like,
Well, I mean, he was born yesterday, right? A couple of days ago.
he is, yeah. So I also like how the fact that he spent like 5 minutes on the internet looking up humans. And he's just like, yeah, these guys needs to die.
You did mention that.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, Ultron just need 5 minutes look at the internet, and then just gave up on humanity. I mean, I would too. Doesn't have to be the internet. Just go to like a Reddit or Facebook. Just like boom. Okay, 30 seconds. Okay, they all need to disappear.
So actually, in this movie, they changed how Ultron was made. So originally in the comic books, he's made by a guy named Hank Pym, and
Oh, okay.
yeah. So you know who Hank Pym is?
No, I don't.
He's the creator of the Pym particles, which allows you to grow bigger or shrink smaller.
The Ant-Man thing?
Yes. So he was
Oh.
he's the Ant-Man, he's the Giant Man, he's the Yellow Jacket. He's everything.
I see.
So
What's Yellow Jacket?
it's just
We'll get there, I guess.
yeah, it's just another alias for him. But
Oh, okay.
in this movie, he was made by Tony Stark and Bruce Banner, but mostly Tony Stark.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And you know what? It kind of sucks that they changed it because him and Hank Pym have like a long history of like hating each other.
Hating each other?
Yeah, hating each other. They absolutely hate each other.
So what did he made it then?
Well, before, right? Because Ultron was made to be like a protector, but he's just like AI gone rogue. Right? But in this movie, for this universe, it makes sense because Tony Stark is the robotics guy, right? So it makes sense for Ultron to be made by him. Yeah. And then in this movie, also Ultron hates Tony Stark.
Yeah, like hard.
Yeah. Did they ever say why? Or maybe I wasn't paying attention.
I don't know because it's probably because like all the stuff that Tony has done, right?
Yeah, maybe. Like he's...
As in like, like he was like the merchant of death and whatever, right?
Yeah.
And then even though he's like supposed to be protector of the human, the fact that he also caused like a lot of death and like, prolonged war and stuff like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's probably, and then because the thing is like due to everything, he still has like a certain like Ultron still has a like similarity to Stark as like mentioned, right?
Yes. Yeah, yeah.
By the dudes like that's Stark, that Tony Stark said that once to me. It's like don't compare me to him.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
Pretty much you can boil it down to everything is Tony Stark's fault, right? Iron Man 1, Iron Man 2, Iron Man 3, partially the first Avengers, the second Avengers, everything is all him.
Because the thing that I can say is that, for me, that makes me like Iron Man even better. Especially in this movie. It shows even, like, better than the other movies.
Oh, really?
That he's very afraid, right?
Yeah.
He is scared of something.
Right.
That's why.
I see. Okay, before we go on to the Avengers, I just wanted to say, like, what do you think of Ultron's armor or body?
I kind of like it. Like, I like the design of the face too, like the head.
Yeah.
Like when he talks, how it was like everything like smoothly, like, you know, the lips were walking. Like, you know, robot don't need to do that, right? But it was done that anyway, and I thought it was like cool. Like, I like the jaw side, the disc part too. I don't know, it looks really cool.
Yeah, I actually like his. This is more humanoid, but I really enjoy his comic book look.
What does this comic book look like?
It's more mechanical, more like demonized, right? Because this one he has like a human face, which I get because they did the mocap for the actor did the mocap for the Ultron. So it makes sense that they want to like base it off his facial expressions. But in the comic books, he's like a robot that doesn't show that expression or that emotion. Yeah. But overall, I thought he was pretty cool. Like, he has some really cool lines in the movie throughout the scenes sprinkled out.
Yeah, it is like, I don't know, like the whole time he never lost his cool.
Oh,
As in, like, god damn it.
oh, I see what you mean. Well,
I really like that part. Yeah.
well, he is a robot, right? So he can't go above a certain threshold. At least that's what I would think. I think that's what the direction they're going for. But who knows? All right. So after that, let's go on to the Avengers. Let's start off with Hulk and Widow. What do you think of their story arc in this movie? Their relationships.
I don't know, because even now I still have a hard time trusting Black Widow.
Really?
I don't know why. Yeah.
Interesting.
Because I don't know, it feels like she's trying really hard to be trusted.
Yeah, of course.
And that come across as very untrustworthy.
Really? Huh.
Yeah.
But, well, the reasoning for Hulk not trusting Black Widow isn't because he doesn't trust Black Widow, though. It's because he doesn't trust himself around Black Widow.
I know. Oh, no, I know. I got that. I got that part. It's just that for me, like, just Black Widow as herself, I still have a hard time trusting her.
Really? But she's done...
That's all I'm saying. So, she's done what?
She's done all these missions with them and didn't compromise anything. She's been with S.H.I.E.L.D. for so long, you know?
Because that's the thing. Like, you know, like, it feels... I don't know. For me, it just feels like she's hard to trust.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Interesting. So, okay. So, what did you think of her like new weapons, so to speak? Her new suit.
I really like that. Like her suits, the one with the glowing thing from the shoulder all to the arm. I thought that looks really cool.
And you like?
And the fact that they make her battle style more, you know, more reliant on gadget instead of like a fist fight makes it the better because it's a spy. Come on, spy with like some futuristic gadget. That's the way to go always.
Well, it makes sense in this context because she can't punch a robot, right? Yeah, these are nightsticks or glow sticks to zap them.
A stun rod. That's what I call it. It's a stun rod.
Same thing. So what do you think of Hulk's character arc in this one, where he's like afraid to be himself and decides to run away at the end?
But that's, I mean, at least for me, Hulk hasn't changed. For me, being Hulk, you know, Hulk, I'm putting Hulk and Banner as a different entity here. For me, Hulk doesn't change. You know, he still goes rah, punch here, and then, you know, the fact that, hold up, there's something that in the Hulk original movie that I just decide to erase and suddenly, you know, pop back up in my head. Isn't there another girl that he kind of like, you know, the sun setting low thing?
Yes, but we don't talk about her. For some reason, it's part of the MCU canon, but for some reason they don't reference it at all. So I don't know what happened. Like the relationship somehow
just disappeared. Well, I mean, yeah, because I was like thinking, hold up, isn't there supposed to be someone else who does this? Oh, right. And well, I think for me, the Hulk is whatever. Like the fact that he find another person that, you know, could go, you know, the sun setting low or whatever and whatnot. And I kind of like the last scene where he just like sat down on the ship on his own, turning off the comms and whatever.
Yeah.
It kind of feels like the Hulk has an emotion and like a thought of his own. You know what I mean? And I think that's the one time where he agrees with Banner. You know what I mean? That that they probably treasure Natasha Romano like a lot,
Yes.
but can't trust themselves to
Yeah. Exactly.
Yes.
Yes.
So yeah, that part I really like that. That's the part where I thought that they finally shows like the Hulk character, not just a dude who punch around and sometimes smile and laugh at like the quip of other member. You know what I mean? Like there's an actual thought. You know?
Yeah, and that's what I've been trying to say since the Hulk movie is that Hulk actually is a different person.
I know, but it never comes across as that. He's only an angry green monster. But this one looks like he's thinking and whatever. So that's like that. It feels like it's a different character. And Banner, for me, I like it that he kind of always been like pulled around by everyone really, especially like
Yeah,
Tony.
yeah.
And I don't know, I really like it when they work together.
Yeah.
Like I think when they're working together doing something, I just know like okay, whatever they make, it's gotta be like the best thing in the universe right now. Like it's like the combination of the two most insanely intelligent and like borderline mad scientists, and I'm like, yep, whatever it is, it's gonna be great. That's why.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I kind of wish. How can I say this? I kind of wish Hulk had a bit more depth to it in the like. It sucks that they're only able to use him for X amount of things. I wish that he was able to like portray him in other ways too. You know?
It's I think it's really hard.
Yeah.
Because it's not just a movie about Hulk. That's the thing. So I think this portrayal actually feels good for me. Like it feels great. It's not like it forced, but he also has his own scene kind of thing that shows certain emotion, mood, and like development kind of thing.
It's definitely a step in the right direction for me, anyways. Yeah. All right. Let's talk about Hawkeye. I mean, this is like a big movie for him because he has a lot of stuff to do in this one.
Yeah, I agree. Because he's like, it's revealed that he has a family with like 2 kids, and it's also revealed that the whole thing is like he's kind of like he's like the best. What do you call it? Like in this movie, it shows that he's like the best backup character. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When the I don't know, this is probably a bad way to say it. When the A team, charged forward and failed, he's the guy you rely on to fix everything back together. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think he's like
Feels that way. And
he's like the glue of the team. You know, he holds everyone together.
kind of. Yeah. And I think he has like probably like the most what do you call it, like humanity almost.
Yeah.
Like,
I was gonna say that too. Like he's the most
Yeah.
human character.
yeah, the most human character. Probably, and the thing is like I think even more than Captain America, because his thought isn't ideals. It's kind of like almost like a responsibility and more like a duty.
Yeah.
Not ideal. Like I'm doing this because this is the thing I do. Kind of like that, And I think I don't know. It just feels different.
Yeah. I mean, and he also said this kind of similar thing to Wanda when he was giving her the pep talk, right? Like he's like kind of like a mentor figure.
Yeah.
And he had like a.
I think it's for. Well,
Sorry,
yeah.
go ahead.
I think it's kind of like for both of them, like to what you call it, Quicksilver too, right? Because it's kind of like probably the most interaction this two experimented child is is through Hawkeye, right? Yeah, like the two that actually like the one that beats those two is nobody else but Hawkeye, and the one who kind of like banter and quip with them was also Hawkeye only. So I don't know. I really like him in this movie. It's like, as I said earlier, it feels like it's his movie now.
So before you were just like, ew, why Hawkeye? But now you're like, oh, that's.
I'm like, what? Yeah, because right now I'm like, what does Hawkeye do? Like, he said it himself. The city is floating. There's enemy robots all over the place, and I'm here with a bow and an arrow. Exactly. What do you here? Like, I've been asking that question for like several movies.
Yeah. Well, I feel like he will definitely. We'll get to see him more in other movies, and he'll evolve in a different way. But for now, I like where he is. Like he's a family man. He wants to retire and be, live at peace with his family. Yeah. So I like how they showed off his family, in my opinion. Yeah. Okay. So now we're gonna get on to the big meat boys, the big juicy parts, Captain America and Iron Man.
Again, I always enjoyed their banters, right? Because their character like contrast like insanely.
Yes, especially at the farm, right? At Hawkeye's house.
Yeah.
So this is starting to plant the seeds of their not distrust towards each other, but their clash of ideals.
Their difference, right? Yeah.
And and it seems like, because of what you said, like Stark's fear overcomes him, and he starts building something dangerous.
That's the thing. Right now, he is afraid. Like, well, not right now. Like, for the longest time now, he is afraid, and he's been afraid like nonstop.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing that drove people to greatness, one of them is fear. Through fear, you tend to do things beyond your logic, right? Something that you thought, because when you're afraid of something, you do everything you can do to alleviate the fear, right? To make something, like, for example, like a safety measure of sort, right? No, well, sometimes whatever the cost and whatever the moral line, right? Like, you're afraid. Well, you don't want to be afraid anymore, so you got to do it.
Yeah.
And that's like portrayed very well, especially in this movie. Like, it shows that, and especially with the mind control from the Scarlet Witch too. It almost kind of like remind him, like even strengthen his fear.
A reminder.
And yeah, like not just a reminder. It's almost like enforcing it even better. He's like, yeah, no, that's right. I gotta do this. I gotta. Yeah, I just like that. And then the thing is, like, because fear is also contagious, right? And the fact that, when he's talking to Banner about the stuff and whatnot, and Banner's like, you are right. This is kind of fucked up, but you are right. Okay, you know what? Here, I'll help you. Those kind of thing. Yeah, that's why, like, yeah, that is great. And for me, in this point of view, like in the series, I understand Iron Man. Well, I mean, I guess I've been I don't know. I've been like 50-50 the whole time, right? Like Iron Man or Captain America. But right now, I understand Iron Man more than Captain America.
So you're Team Iron Man now.
Like right now, yeah, because I understand his fear. Like I get it, and I would do exactly if I have the power and the brain to do it. Oh yeah, hell yes, I would make Ultron Mark V if I have to. Like that's what I'm saying. But like in this movie too, like Captain America also said it, right? He's like, if we fall, well, we'll fall together. Like no, failure is not an option. Like for me, it's not about a mission. It's about my livelihood, about the people I care about, right? Failure, death is not an option. Like I have to do whatever I have to take. Doesn't matter what the sacrifice I do. Doesn't matter how morally gray it is. I'm gonna do it. Like I'm gonna make it all right, kind of thing. Yeah, that's why I understand that a lot.
Okay. I want to quickly add here that so before, when we're watching the other Iron Man's movie, I would always ask Bosch, so what do you think of his armor? And Bosch was like, oh, I didn't even know he was wearing a new armor. It looks the same to me. And this movie, he right away pointed out, oh shit, that's a cool armor. I didn't even say anything. I didn't even know that.
Because they did a really good shot about it. Because they showed a shot where, like, when the armor first came out, he was like charging to the screen, right? At that time, they do like a full, like a suit up and like the whole light up and whatever. I was like, oh damn, that armor was cool. Like that one, they made it different. I liked it.
So now you have the Iron Man eye, like you're starting to see his different armors, and they look quite different.
No, I think that one just stood out like a lot. I don't know why that one stood out.
Normally he has like a bit of yellow, or more yellow, right? But this one he was more red.
Yeah, mostly red. Yeah, the yellow is an accent, and it makes it look really cool. That's.
I mean, I thought it looked really good too.
By the way, but one thing that I kind of missed though, sorry, is the power reactor thing. Is it still a circle?
No, it should be a triangle. I think it's a triangle still.
Yeah, I didn't see it. That's why, like, I don't think I paid attention to that. I just like saw the whole armor. It's like, damn, that's cool. But I didn't really pay attention to.
I think it's still a triangle. I think they go back to a circle later, but I'm not sure. I have to double check that. But I think it's still a triangle.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, I see triangle. Cool.
Yeah, and then I was gonna say his other armor, the Hulkbuster.
Oh, okay.
I mean that thing. Yeah,
that one's cool because that thing is I don't know, from the looks of it, it literally overpowers Hulk.
I mean, as Banner said, right? He helped design it, so he should overpower Hulk.
And well, what limits it is probably like Tony Stark as a fighter, when it comes to like fist to fist, and well, like probably Hulk intelligence, right? Because if Hulk is the Hulk that I remember, the angrier he becomes, his power becomes greater. Then I don't think even the Hulkbuster could do anything about.
Well, you try to
Hulk.
knock Hulk unconscious as fast as you can before that happens, right?
Yeah, but that's the thing. He tried really hard. The thing is, like, it seems like it's almost impossible to knock Hulk out unless he let his guard down for once.
It's definitely a hard job to do.
Yeah.
But
because I think like those what do you call it? Like those sleeping dart and whatever just bounce off his skin, right?
Well, in the movie it did. I don't know about the. These days they don't show him getting like that kind of stuff, right?
Tranquilized.
Or like sleeping gas or anything.
What about sleeping gas?
I guess he'll just blow it away, right? So, or jump out of it. Yeah. But what I really liked is that he has like a floating like armory, and he kind of like whenever he loses his arm.
Oh yeah, flying around.
He can just repair himself.
It's like I need a hand, please. Let go. New arm, backpack came off, get a new back. I thought that was really cool. This is like a really because this is like the one thing that I was thinking about like quite a long time. Like, because if he, decided to use like, satellites like, as like a armor deposit kind of thing, I think that would be like really insane, because that means even his armor break down, things would just keep coming back and fix him. And they actually did it in the Hulkbuster. I was like, oh shit. That's what I've been wanting the whole time. It's there now.
It just happens to work out, right?
Yeah, and it's like a warty fight too, right? Against Hulk. Damn. So you said that there's a lot of critiques about this movie.
I don't know. I had to look it up. Maybe it was something to do with the story. Yeah.
Oh, maybe. Because I enjoyed it. Like I really liked it.
The more I can tell, the more you talk about it, the more excited you are. Which is like.
Yeah, because it was good. It was a damn good movie.
Okay, so now we're going to my favorite character of all time, Mr. America, Captain America himself.
Mr. America.
And it's...
For me, in this one, the only thing that stood out from my point of view for him is he started using combination move with everybody.
Yeah, he's a...
Like with Thor, especially with Thor. Like with Thor, like the Hammerman, whatever. Like, yeah, I thought that was cool. With like Black Widow too, I thought that was really cool. And he started passing off his shield to everybody, and everybody used it too. I thought that was cool. And the fact that he got a new enhancement to call his shield back, that was really cool. But that's fighting parts. You know what I'm saying? As a character development, whatever, I don't understand him. I don't follow him.
So for this one, he's more quippy than before, right? Before he was like a bit more serious and straight edge. Yeah. But here he's more quippy. He's always cracking jokes and stuff.
For me, the quippy is fine. Like especially like language like that. I thought that was cute and whatever. But I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like plot wise, as in like the serious part. Like his view of the threat is very, what do you call it? He almost like underestimating the threat. You know what I mean?
It's not that. It's just that he doesn't want to, as I said before, compromise. Right? Like he's not willing to sacrifice anybody.
Yeah, but again, he fought in war before. And the things that he also said, right? He knows he saw people trying to end the war before it started. And that kills the innocent people, right? Well, of course, because when it's already a war, all those innocent people become a soldier. The number of death doesn't change.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
If you're trying to stop a war before it happins, right? So this is what Tony tried to do.
Yeah,
he tried to put an arm. He tried to create Ultron to prevent this kind of stuff.
I know. But that's the thing, right? But if the war actually started, those innocent people become, soldiers, right? It's still alive. You know what I mean? That's the one thing I'm like, what do you mean? Like, innocent or not, life is our lives, right? At least that's me. Like me, if I'm like some sort of a messiah superhero, life is life, right? If you're willing to save them all, then you save them all. If you can't save them all, save the most. That's my point of view. That's why, like, when the whole thing going on and Captain America was like, this is the one time I was like agreeing with like a Black Widow too, because Captain America was like, we'll save everyone and then we'll evacuate. And then it was like, what do you mean? Like, are we gonna like save the people up here more than the one down there?
Yeah. Right? And then he said he doesn't want to compromise. Yeah,
I don't compromise. Yeah, I know. And I'm like, well, you gotta be realistic here, dude.
That's his ideal, right? Like that's Captain America. He's willing.
Because that's the thing.
He doesn't want to hear.
I don't know. This is the part where I'm like totally Team Iron Man. Or I'd be like, well, 1,000 over several billion, which one is heavier, right?
Like how you're for the greater good, the greatest good for the greater good.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, like I would kill 49.9% of the population to save 50.1.
See, Captain America doesn't like that. He wants to save 100%.
Yeah, he want to save 100%. I know, but that's
Yeah.
not realistic. That's what I'm saying. Because would you try to save the 1,000 and end up killing the whole 7 billion along with the 1,000, or try to make the compromise, right? That's my thing that makes me kind of jump over to Team Iron Man.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the other thing that I've noticed is that he said it himself, right? Like, or Ultron said it himself, right? Like a man with he's a guy that lived in the war times. He doesn't know how to live a normal life. Mm-hmm. So when he was at the Avengers facility training out, like, trying to train all these new people, he was like, yeah, I'm at home. Like, this is what I've known. This is the only thing I've known. Yeah.
I know, but I guess so. I mean, yeah, that's the thing. But even in war, those kind of what do you call it? Options still exist, right? Trying to finish the mission at the cost of your teammate's life. To save a bigger to get the mission success and probably have less casualty later, or save your team unit and have a bigger consequence later, right? Like those kind of thing has always been a thing too, right? It just doesn't matter where you live or what kind of situation you make. Your option always been like that. Which devil are you gonna pick, right? What kind of poison were you gonna drink? That's
well, Captain America doesn't drink any poison.
Yeah.
He chooses to save everybody with the antidote.
Well, he drank both poison. That's what he decided.
So I'm kind of curious to see how you would think in the later movies. Would you still remain on Team Iron Man or switch over to Team Captain?
Maybe, I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, so okay. So that's pretty much the summary of our characters. Yeah, as we said, everyone felt like they had a role and they fulfilled it. There was no wasted character slots, so to speak.
Yeah, it was like, I don't know, I enjoy it. Every character does something, and it's amazing. Even Black Widow. Like, she may not, stood out in the flashy way, but, a lot of key point of the mission, she did. Like, she's the one who did it,
exactly. Yeah.
So, yeah.
And so, as we move on to our next segment, as always, Bosch, does this movie hold up?
No, I'd say so. I really liked it.
I thought, it did. It felt like an enjoyable movie.
Yeah, I mean, both of us were pretty quiet and just watching the movie.
I think we're slowly evolving from being quippy to just watching the movie and just trying to analyze it almost.
I don't know, maybe, but for me, I think it's just depending on how much I enjoy the movie. If I don't enjoy it so much, I'd be commenting more. Yeah, because I'll be by that moment, I probably lost a lot of interest in the movie. So whatever happened, whatever. But when it's something that I really like, I want to know. I want to see how things gonna go, how my expectation gonna be portrayed. I like it when my expectations are betrayed.
In a good way or bad way?
Doesn't matter.
Interesting.
Because I would be the thing is I always expect for the worst kind of thing, right? If there's something that's even worse than what I'm expecting, then I'll be pleasantly surprised, well, shit, I'm wrong. They always could get worse. You know what I mean? Those kind of stuff.
Okay. I also skipped over my favorite part of the movie, or part of the podcast, which is the nitpicks and anything we would change about the movie. And for me personally, I don't think I have any nitpicks, to be quite honest.
Because I think the Mind Stone is... They don't use it as anything, as a battery.
Yeah. Oh, kind of. It's a battery for Vision.
Well, for Vision, yeah. But I think more than a battery, it feels more like a link, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like a life source, right?
Yeah, like a life source. So it's not It doesn't feel...
It doesn't feel like a battery. But technically, it is a battery, if you think about it, right? Because he's a machine. It's powering him. It's a battery.
Well, but it's a bionic something, right? It's actually made of flesh, isn't it?
No, he's synthetic. He's a synthezoid.
Synthezoid, all right.
Yeah. No, I didn't make that turn out. They did, so.
Hey, I'm okay with it.
Yeah. Anything that we change? Yeah, I would change something. I actually would change something, now that I think about it. Remember when Thor went to that pool?
Yeah, what was that about?
I understand why they did that. Because Marvel was just okay, we need to set up the Infinity Stones and Thanos, now, right? Because they're pushing, because they're entering the third phase of their movie, which is the ending of the MCU storyline, the Infinity Saga. So they have to push Thanos and the Infinity Stones now. And they kind of did it with Guardians, but now they need the Avengers to know about the Infinity Stones too.
Yeah, to link the story, right?
Yeah, exactly. However...
But the way to do it...
yeah, right? It's kind of random, and also Thor was just he comes in there and is guys, this is an Infinity Stones, and they're the powerfulest things in the world. And then everyone's just okay, cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're just all right.
Yeah. For me, I'll be what the fuck is a Mind Stone, and what the fuck are you babbling about, you weirdo?
Well, the thing is, like, to his credit, Thor is like a god with like a super advanced technology, right?
Yeah.
He may know stuff that these people would not know, of course, you know? So whatever he said, probably like, and he's not the type to like, bullshit, right? Well, I don't
Kind of.
think.
Maybe.
So, maybe you're just like, okay, well, that's horrible. But, I think we got a more bigger shit on our plate right now. Can we talk about that later?
Yeah, so I kind of yeah, so that's how I would change it. I would change it so that it's more natural, maybe.
Well, it is, for me, it feels unnatural because Thor just decided, like, he had some fear and whatever, and then flew to this old man, which is his drinking buddy, which is cool. I like him.
Yeah.
And not the lady person.
Yeah.
And then why the pull? Like why the pull is random. That's why came out of nowhere.
Well, they need a shirtless superhero scene, and why not? Right?
But I was thinking like, well, I don't know. For me, like instead of a pool, I was thinking like maybe I don't know. Maybe if it's either a waterfall or like some sort of a like like a sunspot or whatever. Where we could meditate
Yeah.
and get a vision. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it would have been cooler. Like Thor actually has to like meditate, not just like stand in a pool and electrocute himself.
Yeah. Also, as you said, why not just go to Asgard and ask Odin about it? Because Odin knows everything.
Well, now that you mention it, but isn't Odin like no? Odin didn't die.
He didn't die. No. Oh yeah, you're right. Odin got. We don't know what happened to Odin right now.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah. But I guess technically he would be going to Loki and be like, "What the fuck are Infinity Stones?"
Well, the thing is, I don't think Loki knows though.
He might.
He got the scepter, and he was just like, and well, there's no guarantee that Loki will tell him.
Yeah, he might know, or he might be like,
Truthfully.
go find this guy, and don't bother me, or like
That or like
read the books. They're somewhere in the library.
he just like lie and then end up making them collecting the rest of the stone and then become the new villain, right?
Yeah.
Because it's Loki, right? He's kind of like infamous for doing shit. So.
Okay, so essentially, what we can agree on is it could have been done better. That part.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So now it's time to wrap it up, which is of course our final score. So what would you give it, Bosch? What's your score?
I'd give it 8 or 8.5. I think 8 is good.
Yes, I was gonna say 8 as well. For me, it's an 8. It feels like an 8 movie. It feels like
Yeah.
I don't know. It feels slightly better than the first Avengers for me. For me personally.
For me, I think it's better than the first Avenger, like a league better.
Really? Because you gave it the same score though, I believe. Your first Avenger was an 8 for you.
That's why I was like wondering 8 or 8.5, right?
Yeah. So you're going 8.5?
I don't know. That's the thing.
If-
I might even lower the first Avenger
Yeah.
because the first Avenger was good, but not that good. I don't think I gave the first one an 8. Did I?
I don't remember. I feel like
Because I don't think it was that good of a movie. I remember that it was cool, but I think
you
we
might
have a lot of more nitpicks.
maybe you gave it
and shit.
7.5 then.
Yeah.
Well, for me, I feel like they're both 8, but the
Okay.
second movie is better. But they both deserve an 8 score, if that makes sense.
Or like 8.2, maybe like a bit higher, or
Yeah, I guess Age of Ultron is a slightly better movie. But yeah, I don't know how I'm gonna score this, but I was gonna give them both 8s. Fuck it. For now, they're both 8s in my opinion.
okay,
Yeah.
makes sense.
So, doing the MCU marathon, would you watch it or skip it?
Watch it. What the hell are you talking about?
Does it really contribute anything to the story, the overarching story, though?
It does. It introduced to the people the Infinity Stone, right?
I guess so. And then this is some characters too, right? Mm.
Yeah, and then like the Vision and where the stone located, right? Because Vision has the stone,
Yes.
so that's like a very important piece of the story, I'm sure.
Okay, sure. Yeah, I guess so.
And this also showed the mindset of the characters too, right?
Yes, they're starting to become quite different from how they first started off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right? Like Tony only cared about himself. Now he wants to protect the whole world. And,
Yeah.
and Captain America, I don't know what Captain America was like, actually. He's becoming more uncompromising.
But he kind of been that the whole time, isn't he?
Yeah, he's pretty much the same character, except more quippy now. He's loosened up.
Yeah,
He's loosened up.
He's losing up. That's the word.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. So, we're gonna wrap it up now. And that's all we have to say. Watch it. We recommend it. We both give it. No, not both. I give it an 8. You give it an 8.5.
I give it 8.
You give it 8? Okay.
I lower I'll lower the Avengers to 7.5 if it was any
Okay.
higher.
All right. So we're both giving an 8. And
Yeah.
any last words you want to say before we sign off, Bosch?
Yes, I don't think we talk about Thor, but that's okay. He didn't really do much anyway.
That's true. I forgot about Thor. Oh, thank God for reminding me. No, we did talk about
Yeah,
Thor.
but-
All he did was talk about the Infinity Stones and then peaced out.
Yeah.
That's essentially what he did. He didn't really do anything else.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
He had no story
That's
arc.
what, that's what I'm
He didn't
doing.
have a
He did
story arc
nothing.
in this movie.
He didn't grow. He didn't do anything. I guess he worked better in the team now, something like that.
But he always was a team player, wasn't he? He was
Nah,
in the first Avengers. He was willing to work with people.
willing, but he didn't do like in a battle and whatever. They don't do like and he didn't really trust like anybody or whatever. He kind of like charge in and do whatever his own, right?
Yeah.
In this one, he kind of like he even go far as like lend his hammer to Vision and shit, right? So
Okay. He's becoming more friendly towards.
yeah, he kind of soften up.
Oh, interesting. Oh, I'm glad you brought it up because I totally forgot about Thor. I knew he was in the movie, but I just forgot that we didn't talk about him.
Yeah, but I guess that's it.
Yeah, nothing else, eh? Nothing I can.
Nope.
Think of. Okay. So as always, Bosch, do the outro.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening. This is Fool's Odyssey, episode 37.
This is go.
Boschka.
This is Alex.
Thank you for listening.
Can we redo that,
next
please?
time.
Can we just do that? I'll edit it. Just redo it. All right. Okay.
Okay.
So Bosch, do the outro.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening. This is Fool's Odyssey, episode 37. This is Boschka.
This is Alex.
Thank you for listening. See you again next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.